This meetup is about the practice of Lean in operational and service settings, where it's applied, how it has benefited organizations, its customers, and its employees. The group's sole purpose is for practitioners to share cases of Lean-based change and transformation and the lessons learned. We understand that Lean is not the be-all and end-all. Lean has spawned off and is connected to Agile, Six Sigma, systems thinking, experience-based design. In the spirit of continuous learning, it has always been open to complementary methods. Our case studies will be for manufacturing, service, operations, healthcare, support services, distribution, logistics, and we aim to have case studies from around the globe. So first of all, let me just introduce Ranmo, who is our co-host. Ranmo, if you could just say a few words, that'd be great.
Right. Thank you, Ketan, and glad to be here with all of you on this Thursday evening. I hope all of you are keeping well. So as Ketan said, I'm Ranmo and I am from Sri Lanka. I've known Ketan also for many years through various engagements in Lean transformation. And I currently work for a Sri Lankan bank. I head the business process reengineering unit. And yeah, that's about it. And really looking forward to hear what Catharina has to say today.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me make a start and tell you a little bit more about today's talk. Ranmo, if you could just move the spotlight, great, onto Catharina as well, that would be great. Catharina Ritter-Schlettig has been working in the service improvement, change management, and transformation for many years. Our paths crossed when I was doing some change management work for a client. Catharina is a transformation capability manager at SD Worx. She is responsible for the development of Lean and Agile skills with a team of 11 colleagues. She has successfully delivered transformation projects within SD Worx by increasing customer value, efficiency, and securing growth, and at the same time engaging all the business stakeholders. This evening we will hear from Catharina, and she will discuss the Lean management approach that she has shaped in the organization, the benefits that they have gained, and the lessons learned. And I know Catharina is very keen to make it clear that Lean is not just about efficiency improvement. Before I hand over to her, I want to tell you a little bit more about her. One interesting fact is that she lives in a tiny farm with a husband and several animals. So over to you, Catharina. We're very much looking forward to your talk.
Thank you so much, Ketan. Yeah, before we start talking about Lean management, just one important topic that's as well important to me. Lean management, we all heard about it, but of course, when using Lean management and as well implementing, it's different for every person, for every company, what it really means. So Lean management, what I'm going to introduce you today, that's how we as SD Worx understand Lean management and how we brought it to life as well. So please take that in mind as well when we're going to have a look at this. I'm just sharing as well my screen so that you know as well what I'm actually talking about, because there are probably some visuals as well in this call who like to see also what I'm talking about. So what is Lean management? And you've heard as well already some topics about myself, about my person. I'm born as well in the 80s as well in a family of leading women, and especially into a country with a so-called planned economy. And as well, this country doesn't exist anymore. As well, everyone who doesn't know what kind of country is it, it was the German Democratic Republic and is now, of course, part of Germany. So I'm living as well in Germany, and as well when I try to explain to others where is it in Germany, it's actually close to Prague in the Czech Republic. So as well, if you once coming to Europe, if you want to go to Prague, definitely go there. It's always worth a visit. I'm having as well a university degree for business administration, but here as well my specialization, and also you can see here a clear link to Lean management. It's about finance and controlling and production logistic management. I have started as well my career in the finance and accounting environment of a company called Johnson Electric. And there I found as well my passion for improvements. And there it turned as well into a daily habit. And of course, that's as well part of lean management as well. As well, when it's about myself, I've started as SD Worx or at SD Worx in 2017, not as a transformation capability manager, but with a focus on business process improvement just for Germany. And in 2018, I was able to start as well the lean transformation for the whole SD Worx in a group or a bunch of people or lean enthusiasts as well. One of my major hobbies, and that's as well where it's well connected to SD Worx, is I love to laugh. And here as well, that's why I'm right as SD Worx, because as well with lean management, there's not always the opportunity to laugh, but every day. So as well, we from SD Worx, we believe that people are at the heart of the success of any business. That means as well that in order to spark success, we are keeping really a close eye as well on the way we work. And how do we do that? We are a leading provider of people solutions with European roots, but as well with a global reach. So when it's about SD Worx, especially when we are more focused right now in Europe, but as well in Mauritius, we keeping growing as well over the last few years, and we will focus on that as well in the future. When it's about growth, and as well when looking to our financial figures, and that's as well when talking about lean is always an important part, figures. In 2018, we have started with lean management within SD Worx to implement that. And you can see as well with the financial figures of the last years that we have a significant increase as well from 2018 to 2019. And of course, when in 2020, Corona hit us all, there was a major impact as well on our top line. But as well, when we look at this, let's have a look as well on the other financial results. That's there in EBITDA. That means as well, after all the costs we had at the end left. And you see here as well, when there's a decrease on the top line, there's still an increase on the bottom line. And that's as well because of lean management and the good decisions based on that we made for our business. And that's something we always need to keep in mind when it's about lean management. It's a decision you are going to make to do it, and as well to use the information out of it as well for your daily business. But when we are talking about lean management, then let's have a look as well, what does it mean in general, and what is as well the differences between lean manufacturing and lean management. Lean manufacturing, and here is as well when looking to, okay, the revenue is not increasing, but the results, so the bottom line, it's increasing. So you are working on waste, you're reducing waste. Yes, of course, that's right. We are reducing waste in the process, but that's just one part. That's more lean manufacturing. When using lean management, there's another part that's coming in place. This is the driving in organization forward for really a constant improvement. So it's not about switching from one day some topics off. No, it's about continuously improvement, and for the whole organization, not for a specific environment, not for a specific department like production. It's for any area. HR, finance, so it's the supporting functions. It can be used as well, not just in production, but as well for anything in for solutions for people. So whenever you go, you want to continuously improve as a business. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. Lean management is the choice to go. So when as well talking about lean management and the continuous improvement, of course, that's nice, but there should be, or there will be probably as well a reason why you're going to choose for lean management, why you're going to choose to change something. And why has SD Worx chosen lean management and to change? And as well, what you're going to see here is that's as well something what I see. It's important for any business because there are threats or impacts as well in the market and everywhere that's going to impact us all, not just in our daily life, but especially in the business. Let's start with the digital attackers. We are developing further and further when it's about devices, apps, whatever's going to help us for ourselves, for the business. And that's something as well what's going to happen with every business, and especially as well for our environment. There are more competitors providing mobile solutions to have more automated tools. And of course, that's something we need to keep in mind. And if you want to be ahead as well of our competitors, the digital attack is something we need to focus on. There's as well the change in demand, because if you're going to mobile solutions, to more an automation, there's as well a change in customer needs. So that means as well when the needs are changing, that's going to have an impact on your business, of course. We are working from SD Worx as well with personal data. And here as well, the data protection and as well the safety. It has changed as well in the past. It was more and more restrictive as well for us. We have to find as well new ways to save our data, to store it, and to make sure that we are not giving them away. And in the last years, that has changed, and we see as well for the future that will continuously change as well. We all know costs are increasing, not just for us at home, but as well for the business. And that's something that's going to have an impact on you as well. Because if your costs are increasing and you're not able to manage them, that means as well at a certain moment, you are maybe too expensive for your customers. That would mean as well, you're going to lose your customers. Yeah, and then you can say goodbye to your business as well. And that means overall, the top line, it is under pressure. So why then using lean management, and can it solve, can it help? Let's have a look as well on some insights as well from the business, from SD Worx. So one of the areas that still were growing as well during the Corona, and with having less effect, this is as well what happened in the environment of our director for Central and Eastern Europe, Edgar Ertel. He made sure as well from the very first beginning in 2018 that lean management became part of the DNA of his organization. And so he made sure that his environment continuously and sustainable grew over the time. And that's as well what we see in the last few years, that those environments, having it as well part of the daily habit for them, the switch as well from working in an office to switch really from one day to the other to work from home, that was an easy part, because with the lean management system, they were able to connect as well the people and the customers as well on a daily basis in an easy structure. Was it still hard to do so? Was it still hard to change? Of course, but still we made it a success as well for ourselves. So as well, when then talking about lean management and what we have put in place, what is it actually? What is it in detail we actually have put in place? The lean management system we are using from SD Worx, that's as well introduced by McKinsey and is around 4 major competencies. The connecting strategy, goals, and meaningful purpose. The competencies around discovering better ways of working. The delivering value efficiently to the customer. And my favorite one, enabling people to lead and contribute to their fullest potential. Now that we know, okay, there are 4 major competencies, how do you bring them alive? Just by snipping your fingers? No, of course not. There are methods you can use, so-called lean tools that are around those competencies, but as well connecting those competencies as well on a daily basis. And this is as well what we have put in place. So what are those tools? Can we name it? Of course we can. When it's about connecting strategy, goals, and meaningful purpose, it's the aspiration. What's your vision? What's your goal? Where you want to go to as a company, but as well on an individual base. Where is it? What about your employees? How they doing? How do they feel? Can they support as well the business? How do they do? The KPIs and the target setting. How are we doing as a business? Do we succeed? Do we see that it's our targets or KPIs increasing? Do they decrease? What does it mean? The problem solving. What problems do we have and how do we solve them? Are we working more on the symptoms or more on the problems? Which tactical implementation plan do we put in place to make sure that we find better ways and as well stick to them, bring them to life? What's the need of the customer? What is it they actually want to pay for? Are we going to really deliver that, or do we do other things? What is it we are spending on our time on? And here the capacity management is coming in place. When it's about the people, standard operating procedure, of course you have to have that in place as well for people solutions, for HR, for payroll. If you do a job, understand as well what and how you have to do it. Sit-ins, process confirmations, go and see what your colleagues are doing, what your team members are doing, what's the team, the individual, what's going to happen as well on the floor. Which skills are needed? Which skills do you have? Which skills are lacking? What skills of tomorrow are needed as well to succeed in the business? And how can you make sure as well that those people, especially in your team, in your business, are changing, moving forward? And this is where the one-to-one coaching needs to be in place. So that's overall the tools you're putting around those competencies, and how do you connect them? That's via the daily huddle, the weekly meeting, the Wilo Dilo. Let's start with the daily huddle. In the morning, you start, and especially when your team members physically apart, ask them, how do they do? That's important. Imagine you don't know how your people are doing, having a headache, feeling sick. That's going to have a significant impact as well on your capacity. You have a specific amount of demand coming in to make sure that you can serve your customer, to make sure that this demand is covered. You have capacity. And if you don't understand how the people are doing, you're not able to deliver your customers. How did we do yesterday? What the KPI is saying? Are we below target, on target, above target? We are above target. What has happened? What made us succeeding, exceeding as well our targets? What can we learn from it? How can we copy it to tomorrow? We were below target. What has happened? What has hindered us to be successful yesterday? There's a problem. That's fantastic. Another opportunity to improve that. And this is where you connect that as well with the better ways of working. What is the problem? How can we solve it? When are we going to solve it? What's the impact? What's the effort in doing it? Does it make sense to spend time on it? Is the impact high enough as well for us? Are we continuously working on the symptoms or the root cause? When are we going to have time for the root cause? And here's why the capacity management. Is the demand higher than the capacity? Is the capacity higher than the demand? Is it stable? When the demand is higher than the capacity, where do you set your priorities? What is it you're going to focus on as well for your customers? How do you make sure they are satisfied? That's as well how you have to make sure that this is all connected with each other. And you see as well the daily huddle is similar as well to the weekly meeting. But in the weekly meeting, you extend that. There as well, the question, we had a problem, we solved it, we were working on it. What has happened? How did we implement it? Where's the SOP? Where's the standard operating procedure? How did we make sure that's transparent? Did we meet up with someone else? What is it saying? What's happening? How do we may have to change our way of working for specific activities or processes? What does it mean? Yes, we have changed something do a go and see, do a process confirmation, and especially as a manager, you should do that. Your job as a manager is making your people successful. And here is as well the Wilo dialogue, the week in life of or day in life of a manager comes in place. How much time do you spend as well when you're a manager with your team? And as well, if you're a team member, how much time is your manager spending as well, with you, with your colleagues? And a basic rule as well from someone else who is as well a consultant, especially in the automotive environment, and is quite successful in doing that. He's told me, Katharina, if you want to be a good leader, you spend at least 50% of your time with your employees, because your only role is to make them successful. And if they are successful, you are, your customers are, the businesses. So go do the sit-ins with them, see what they are doing, where do they perform well, where do they need help, where are problems in the process, where are as well the blind spots. We always did it that way. If you always did that way, challenge that status quo as well. Use the lean management system with it, because if you always did it that way, it's probably wrong. Use the skills matrix as well as a manager for your team. Check in with them as well in the monthly one-to-one. Where is it they want to go to? Do they may want to become your successor? Fantastic. Having a successor always means you are able to grow as well and take the next step, because you have someone who can fill up the gap you will leave behind. That's amazing. So make sure as well that you understand that, support them in their growth, understand what they need. And at the end, you enable people to lead and contribute to their fullest potential. So when looking as well to the whole lean management system, as well, when it's not yet part of your business, how do you make sure that it's part? How do you going to implement that? I can share with you as well just how we as SD Worx implemented it, how we did that, and how did that look like. We used the approach of 18 weeks. We had 2 weeks of preparation. What's the change story? And here as well, when thinking on the change story, always kill the status quo. Always understand as well, why do you have to change? What is the problem? And based on that, use that, create the change story as well for the specific environment. Create the communication plan, important as well for the preparation phase. Align with your stakeholders, make sure that they understand as well what you are going to do with them, for them, with their teams. You have to bring them on your side as well, because we are talking about change. Change is never comfortable. So you have to make sure that they feel secure as well with what's happening. And as well, train them. Train them as well in regards of lean management, that they already understand beforehand what's going to happen, specifically in this in the following phases in assess, aspire, and implementation. Now that we're already talking about the assess phase, what's going to happen there? The assess phase says it already, it's assessing the current state. Where is the team and the environment right now? What's the customer experience? What's the employee engagement? How efficient are the processes? Where are the big problems? You have to run workshops. You need to analyze the data you're getting in regards of demand, in regards of customer satisfaction, and hopefully your business is already tracking that as well on a regular basis. Use this data to understand as well what's in front of you. First of all, in the assess phase, it's really about assessing. It's not about creating ideas. That's happening later. Really just assess. Be open to anything, what you find, what you see there. And as well, do observations as well. Go and see what's happening on the shop floor, what's happening on the daily basis in this environment, what's there going on. And of course, very important, do interviews. Just with the managers? No, of course not. Often the people who are delivering the processes, the actions, they know where the problems are, and you have to get their insights as well. So make sure you are talking to them too. Now that you have all the data, you have analyzed it, you have understand as well what's going on, we are coming to the aspire phase. So what is the data telling us? And based on that, what's our recommendation? How can we move from yesterday to tomorrow? What's going to be our future state? And that's what's happening as well in the aspire phase. You are working together with the business to create a plan how to roll out lean management, but as well think about what's important to them. That's as well when there are problems with the system, with processes, with other departments, with interfaces, that you understand that, take that away as well, and make sure when you're going to roll that out, lean management out, to roll out as well implementation or changes for those specific levers for this environment besides lean management. Why is that? You have to show them what it means. What does it mean? What is it bringing them? And it needs to bring them as well an improvement, not just for lean management, but as well the struggles, the problems they are having right now. And how do you make sure that you know that and that everyone is aligned? Of course, you're going to take them away in the workshops to come up as well the how. How are we going to succeed? How are we going to implement that? And that's as well where the next part is coming in place, the implementation. And here's as well for everyone, and I have seen as well that several are having as well an agile background, where similar to the agile sprints, you are bringing any solution in place with those called iteration processes. Step by step, implement, develop, implement, test, trial and error. Make sure that you are helping them to bring that alive. And as well with lean management, it's not in the implementation with a big bang and any tool is implemented. Do it step by step. What's easy for them as well to pick up? What's easy as well to make that tool part of their daily work, of their daily business. And the easier that is as well at the very beginning, the easier you can implement as well anything else, because you have to create success stories. Just if they feel that it's getting better, that something is improving, that they are valued as well in what they think, what's important to them, they are more likely as well to use it as well after you have left. And as well, here we are coming to a very important point. What's happening after those 16 weeks? Is then lean management in place? Anything is working? Of course not. Lean management is a change. It's a cultural change. And when it's about a cultural change, it's not going to stay after 16 weeks. So you have to make sure, especially when it's about the lean management tools, that they are coached. Similar to Agile, there's an Agile coach, making sure that the people are using the tools as well as it's meant to. And similar is it as well for lean management. You have to have someone on your side to show you as well and to guide you with those tools. Similar to football, especially German football, yeah, very important. You have players, they are doing it very successful for years, but you're always having a coach, you're always having a trainer, and this trainer is always at the side of the field, looking what they're doing, telling them as well what to change, what to improve, and this person is continuously there. And if the team is winning or losing, it's up to this coach, and everyone is looking to this coach. If you coach them well, everyone will celebrate him. If the team loses, of course, it's his fault, not the fault of the players on the field. And similar is it with the work. you are responsible if they win or lose. And always as well, when they lose, make sure that they learn something out of it. And so you create as well a win-win situation. So this is as well how we from SD Worx rolled it out. And as well, when this was the standard approach, we have added as well another 16 where the continuous improvement in regard of the lean coaching was part as well of the daily work of our team, but as well of the managers. So as well, when lean management is good and brings a lot of opportunity as well, when it builds skills within your business, is there something else what lean management is good for and why you should use it? First of all, and that's the good thing, you can implement and apply lean management in every environment. Our program director, Georgina Handley, she was working for and with different companies using lean management and agile. And she has seen as well the great results that it has delivered. And that's as well why she's one of the lean and agile passionates in our environment and pushing everyone forward as well using it. Doesn't matter is it ourselves or as well outside our environment, lean management is part as well of our DNA. So when talking then about the great results and benefits it's bringing, yeah, where is it in detail? Is it more the financial figures? No, it's not. And it's as well not all about efficiency. It's employee engagement. Enable people to lead and contribute to their fullest potential. Of course, it's about the employees. You need them. They are making sure that you are successful. They are in the heart of your business. They are there, and you have to make sure that they are successful, because if they are successful, you will be as well, especially your customers. As well, the customer, when you are able to deliver the customer what he's paying for, and he's satisfied with this, he's happy with it, if he promotes you and can say as well openly, I am customer of your business, I am customer of SD Worx, you are going to win. Customer retention is one of the most important areas you need as well to grow. If your customer retention is going down, there's no sustainable growth. It's not you may getting more customers, but at the end you have to pay on top of it. So to keep your customer base and keeping them satisfied, that's important, and that's as well where the lean management system is going to help you. Delivering value efficiently to the customer. Of course, it's focusing on them. But of course, there's as well the growth. If you have a sustainable teams, sustainable customers that are within your business, and you are requiring new business, new customers, then you are growing automatically as well. So the lean management system helps you. If you have a problem with growing, implement the lean management system, and you will find as well the root cause to solve that. Cost control, efficiency, of course, it's as well about efficiency, but not in regards of efficiency, having the work you have today and doing it with less people, no, getting more work and do it with the people you have in your workforce. And how can you achieve that, especially when looking to SD Worx? We are abroad, Europe and Mauritius, and we keep on growing as well across borders. How can we do that? By remaining and becoming one SD Worx as well. When we are growing, making sure that our lean management system, our way of working, the SD way, is spread as well across the business, everywhere. And we have to work as well in the same way. It doesn't matter, is it the shared service center, so operations, is it HR, finance, sales, it doesn't matter where, we need to work as well in the same way. That's important. When as well saying it's important, and as well talking about what is lean management bringing, as well from a financial or cost perspective, always make sure that lean management should bring, if you invest €1, that it brings you at least €3. So that's as well a basic rule I would keep in mind as well when using lean management or a whole transformation around lean management. So when lean management brings so much value, why is then not actually everyone using lean management? Why is not every company lean? Why is that? It just brings benefits, isn't it? It's amazing. Of course, I was talking about lean management, change, about culture. And when it's about change, change is always uncomfortable. It always pushes people out of their comfort zone. You're getting out of it. And when you push people out of their comfort zone, of course, they are going to push back. And our process coach, Jacobine van Zoon, she can really sing a song about that. You know, there will be times as well, not just when you implement lean, always when you try to change something, that teams, people, employees will feel uncomfortable, that they will struggle. And especially here, when looking to lean management, the managers, the leaders, it's the task of the leaders to make sure to bring the whole team through those valley of tears. They are there. It's going up, it's going down. And it's when it's getting down, you decide how long the people will be there. You have to bring them out of that and up again so that they can be stronger as they have been before. So there were as well several pitfalls, of course, we tapped in, but as well, based on that, we came up also with best practices, some solutions, and that's as well what I wanted to share with you today. As already said, lean management, it's not a target to achieve, it's a culture, it's a daily habit. And you have to make sure as well that when implementing lean management, don't expect it to stay when you just do it as a project of 16, 18 weeks. You have to make sure to support them continuously and make it as well business as usual. As well, when you looking to the whole lean management system and the different disciplines and methods around it and to connect it, just picking some of those tools and then expecting a benefit out of it, that's not going to work. The benefits are not coming from there. The benefits are coming if you connect anything, if you use the whole lean management system. So if teams say, we are just using this part because this is helping, the other part, that's nice, but we don't, that's not going to work. Putting lean management in place as well, just for the shop floor, so just for the people in the team, without involving or role modeling by the top management, that's definitely as well not working. We have as well put in place the so-called meeting or KPI cascade, where it's clear what's going to happen when, with whom, and which kind of information is going to be shared. Which KPIs are cascaded top down, but as well bottom up, so that as well the communication is clear. When is going to happen what, and how can we make sure that we achieve as well our targets? That needs to be in place. Otherwise, you still have areas, they are doing something, they are successful in it as well, but you're not succeeding in what you actually want to achieve. So that needs to be in place. Make sure that's there. Make sure as well that the management is role modeling. As well, when it's about role modeling, making the change, but not challenging the status quo. That's not working. Always ask why. Why are we doing this? And not just the peers or the managers, everyone. Be a critical friend to everyone in the business. Challenge them. Share as well your insights. And that's as well where the analysis, the assess phase is so important. Understand their business. If you're not able to understand their business, how do you want to be able to challenge them as well based on their feedback? You are not able. So make sure that you understand their area better as they are. And as well, and that's one of the topics I like the most as well within SD Worx. We appreciate problems. We appreciate as well mistakes, because every mistake, every problem shows as well the opportunity to improve even further. So having as well this environment of being able to make mistakes and being able as well to speak openly about it, best case in front of everyone in your daily huddle, that's creating the opportunities you need. It's about communicating what's going to happen, about making sure that we as a whole business, as individuals as well, for our customers can grow. And when we are already as well talking about opportunities, I'm already at the end of my presentation, and now there will be as well the opportunity for you to pick up some questions you are having, and may I'm also able to share some insights to solve them.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Catharina. That was brilliant. So I'm sure people have questions. So if you do have questions, it'd be great if you could pop them on the chat. I have a couple of questions to start with to get us going. So my first was very much around those 4 stages, which was the prepare, assess, aspire, and implement that you had. Now, did you work on those 4 steps on end-to-end processes, or did you work for specific functions or specific skills? How did you go about with those 4 steps and the kind of emergent processes that you have?
You mean in regards of the preparation, assess, aspire, or more the competencies?
The preparation, assess, aspire. What did you work on? Was it an end-to-end process, or was it a function?
It was a function. It was always a function, but as well, when we were looking to the functions, we were as well in the assess phase looking into the specific processes as well of those functions. And as well here, it was quite clear when doing as well the process mapping, where's the data coming from, where is it going to, what's the input, what's the output, what's happening as well in that process, and as well what's influencing as well what's happening in the process. And then we had as well a clear insight as well where are connections to other environments, where maybe as well problems are coming from with the interfaces, as well what may happen before or what's going to happen as well afterwards. And so we were able to detect as well what kind of problems are within the process to solve it as well.
Thank you. Right, let me just let somebody who wants to join late, let them in. Katrina, my next question, and I know Ranmo is going to ask a question in a minute, and there may be more questions, was when it comes to, you talk about the critical friend, and being open and honest to challenge others. Now, how much were people who were right at the coalface allowed to challenge senior management or the leadership if they themselves were creating waste or breaking the flow or just getting rid of the process because it suited them to get something done quickly? How much was that allowed, and how are those battles fought?
It was allowed. It was as well asked to do so, because we were there as well to detect better ways of working. And of course, you have to do that. Was it always appreciated from the very first beginning? No, of course not. Is it still as well appreciated by everyone? Of course, when someone else detects how you can do better, and that's made transparent, and as well when it's not yet part as well of your daily habit, you're pushing those people out of the comfort zone. As well, when there's the green grass, not within, outside of the comfort zone, in the first place, often they don't like it. Did they still make the change and saw as well then the benefit out of it? Most of them did, and that's for sure. And so that's as well why we call as well within our team each other critical friend, and we are asking as well each other to do process confirmation on us to make sure as well that we are growing. And that's as well how we want to make sure that we as well role model in that, that we talk as well to the senior leaders, ask them as well for feedback. And you see as well that over the years, they become more and more open and requesting the feedback as well when it hurts. And you see as well how they start to act as well differently in general. And that's as well something I like a lot.
I really think, Catharina, this is something really amazing and wonderful I've heard in your organization. Many organizations I've been with, you know, all things happen, but when it comes to changing senior management mindset or making them walk the talk, that is the most hardest thing to do. And it's just wonderful that you have this very open culture that allows you to do that. Over to you, Ranmo. I know you have a question.
Thanks, Ketan. And Catharina, once again, thank you for sharing. My question is, what was the pain, or what was the need that to go into a lean approach, or what was the problem that you had initially? How did it trigger in the path of lean? What made you think, okay, why we need to have lean approach? Why wasn't it now some other management technique, or why lean?
Mm-hmm.
How did you select your approach? What was the basis of that selection?
When it's about selecting why it was selected, it was as well shared why we wanted to go that. SD Worx has grown in the past as well very quickly as well by buying other companies and making them SD Worx as well. So you had as well different ways of working in all of those environments and making sure that we become as well one environment. We had as well consultants going as well through all the countries and seeing as well in general what's going on, what's the problem, what they are struggling with. That's as well the major topics in regards of our top line, the digital attackers, how are we working as well. And based on that, they come up as well with different opportunities, but as well one of them was lean management. And because of the insights shared as well, how lean management can help us to solve those problems, it was chosen to use. Was I part of that decision? Unfortunately not, but still I'm glad that they have picked lean management and made it part of SD Worx. And as well, when looking to its SD Worx in general, do we use lean management in the same way everywhere? You know, you have lean management, and part of it under this lean umbrella, yes, as well agile. So we have as well a whole environment, as you know, the IT environment, who are using agile to develop and to deliver as well for us as a business and for our customers.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ranmo. We have a question from Mustafa. Mustafa, would you mind unmuting and asking your question? Is that okay? Can you do that?
Mm-hmm. Wait a second.
Hi, good evening. I'm sorry, I've got, excuse me, I've got a noisy background. Yeah, the slide you showed earlier on about Georgina Esley quotes that says the lean management is a tool set and it's also a mindset. And somewhere down the line says again, it's a methodology that she is going to, or he's going to kind of promote. So which one of it is either a mindset or methodology? It can be both, can it? I just want you to please shed light from your experience.
First of all, it's for me a methodology, but to use this methodology, it needs to be part of your mindset. It needs to be part of your DNA. You have to stick to it, to live and breathe it as well, by every step you are doing as well within the business. And so it's for me, it's as well both. You're having the tools, you're having the methods. That means there's the methodology behind it, but doing it as well in managing your department, your environment, that's as well when it needs to become a mindset. You shouldn't think about, now I have to use this tool or this methodology to accomplish this, that needs to come out of the blue. If I wake you up in the middle of the night, challenge you with a problem, you need to understand right away how to use it and how to solve it as well. And there are different ways and opportunities to solve one problem with different lean management tools.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mustafa. Is there anybody else who'd like to ask a question? If so, please unmute and please do ask a question. We are running out of time, so I just want to make sure you get this opportunity to do so please do ask. And Catharina, just your last point is really regarding the fact that when there is a problem, there are many solutions, and I really like that, because different departments may choose different solutions to the same problem because it suits their culture, it suits their style, it suits the team. And I think it's wonderful you've allowed that opportunity. I have one last question before we close, Catharina. It's really around what you talked about, that the company is expanding, and obviously you have a base in Mauritius. In terms of culture and lean methodology, do you find any issues in trying to roll out lean, implement lean across with different country cultures, for example? Are there any specific difficulties you encountered?
In general, we were worried as well before before we started to roll out lean management as well in Mauritius. And what we have seen, and that worked well, especially during Corona, and as well when we were not able to go there. So we had to do as well the lean management transformation remote. We were able to have find as well people who are inspired as well by lean management on the shop floor. So they were in Mauritius, and the other part of the team were in Europe. And they were connecting and making sure as well that the tools were delivered as expected as well to Mauritius. And that's as well, when looking how we did it, that was completely different. And as well, how they picked up, that was amazing. They were like waiting for it and making it as well work for them. And we see as well in the results that it's incredible. And to be honest, we didn't expect as well this success when we started with it, because we always said we need to be there, physically there, not just remote. And still they have shown we were wrong. We have learned something, so we can do as well this transformation remote as well, over borders, over cultures, doesn't matter. We are one SD Worx, and we have just one goal: we want to succeed.
Thank you, Catharina. It seems to me that really lean is something very intrinsic, because we all want flow. We don't like waste, and it's there for every human being, across boundaries. Sean has one more question, if that's okay, Catharina, and then we will be closing. Sean, please fire away.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me the time. It's a quick question, really, and I really enjoyed the presentation, Catharina, so that's great. My question is that, sometimes the senior leadership team, how do you get buy-in? Because sometimes, until you deliver the results, and most of the time seen as waste, cutting the waste, but like you said in your presentation, it's more than just cutting waste. And in the long term as well, you get the benefits. But most of the senior leadership team want instant results. So is there any tips or techniques where you can get the buy-in to actually implement and then, deliver the results?
Mm-hmm. When it's about the leaders and as well their teams, it's really important before you make the change, if you show even what it brings to them, what is not working. You need to kill first the status quo. If you share with them, here, this is it, this is bringing the value to you, this is so fantastic, they are not going to believe you. But if you show them that's a problem you're having, look, your customers, they are not satisfied, look at the feedback, look at your numbers, the demand is going down, your capacity is not, look at the feedback, look at the retention rate of your customers, it's getting down. Show them as well what's going on in their business, and then you can show them as well, okay, if we are now going and implement that, that's going to have this or that impact. That's more likely that you get them as well on your side than not. As well, in the presentation at the end, there's some more slides as well about change. When is change happening, or when you get people as well to do the change. One is fostering the understanding why is that, creating the burning seed, making sure that they are changed, that they understand that they have to change. Role model, so you have to make sure that there's role modeling in place as well, and that needs to be as well top down, not bottom up. And the last part is about making sure that the skills is in place, that they are able as well to do so. The presentation will be shared as well at the end, so you can see it there as well. So when something is not working, when you're not getting their commitment, look at as well at this sheet in regards of mindsets and behavior, and you're going to find as well the root cause in regards of how they act, where it's actually coming from. Is it the role modeling, the why, the impact, or the skills?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. That's a great question. So we are done now for this evening, and I'm just going to hand over to Ranmore to do a vote of thanks and also talk about our next event. Ranmore, over to you.
Thank you, Ketan. Let me first start about informing you about the next event. So the next meet will happen on the 18th of November 2021, and it will be about the application of lean management in the hotel industry or in hotel management. And it will be delivered by Bart Ruben, and Bart is from the Canary Islands. So really looking forward to joining the meet on the 18th of November to hear what Bart has to say on the application of lean in hotel management, right? And then with that coming into today's session, Catharina said at the start she was a bit nervous as well, but well presented, Catharina, and it was really interesting to hear you talk about the transformation you created, and especially about how you actually brought in lean and then really changed these competencies into, and how you gave it life, right? And how you use the tools. So that was something that I was able to take away from the program. So once again, thank you very much for sharing your experience and expertise with us. I think it was useful for all the participants.